What's going on? My name's Bradley with Allaqcess Sports, and welcome into another Fantasy 5, where we're going to give you 5 key players at a position for your Draftkings or fantasy football lineups. Now, although this is kind of intended for Draftkings, you can probably put this into any realm that you're playing fantasy sports in, whether it's Fanduel, Drafters, Underdog, just your normal ESPN fantasy football. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into 5 or more players. We're going to have some honorable mentions. Take that information, run it over to your team, put in the best lineup that you can, and good luck this week. If you're returning from a previous video, man, I really do appreciate you hanging out with us once again. If you could, give a thumbs up to the video and drop a comment below. Let me know how you feel about this new layout. You know, we used to do sleepers, studs, and stacks, and now I'm kind of splitting it up by position because you requested it, so I just want to make sure this is kind of what you want to see. All right, let's get into the players. Kicking things off, it's probably the most obvious play. It's going to be Justin Jefferson. Why am I so big on Justin Jefferson week 1? Because Tampa Bay really wasn't that great against the pass last year. I don't think with Baker Mayfield at the helm, they're going to be that good. And even if they are good and put up points, that means the ball's going to be thrown even more by the Minnesota Vikings and Kirk Cousins. Now, if you take a look at his results from last year, he absolutely crushed it early on in the season and including week 1, where he had over a 40-point game on 9 catches with 2 tutties. Now, if you think Tampa Bay is not going to be that good, that's fine. It's going to be easy pickings for Justin Jefferson. If you think they are going to be good, that means Kirk Cousins and Jay Jettas is probably going to be teaming up a lot more game 1. Tampa Bay was good defensively, especially against the run, but they struggled at times against big play wide receivers. Justin Jefferson is exactly that dude. I'm expecting a huge day out of him, as most people are. Again, that one shouldn't take you by surprise. $8,800 is a pretty steep price tag to pay, but he's probably going to be worth it. And again, pricing is all over the board because it was done so long ago that some of the starters and some of the players we'll talk about in this video are under $5,000. Again, with our Fantasy 5, we're kind of talking about players all throughout the pricing table. We're not just going to look at the top 5 guys and say, man, I like Jefferson, Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, and you know what? Let's take a pick here, and let's go with T. Higgins. That's not how we roll. I'm going to give you 5 guys that are kind of priced throughout everything. So the next one is actually going to be down here at $5,900 in Chris Godwin in that same game against Minnesota. Now, I know, I said it. Baker Mayfield is not that good. I expect Minnesota to put up a lot of points. They're going to have to throw the ball. Baker Mayfield looks like his favorite target thus far in the preseason is Chris Godwin. I don't expect that to change week 1, especially against a defense that lost probably their best defensive back in the offseason. Minnesota Vikings, I think they're going to struggle on the back end. They're going to score points, but they're going to give up a lot of them, and Tampa Bay is going to have to put up points to keep up. We said it last video, you can't just expect a replication of his last few games going into this season with so many new things happening for Tampa Bay. But look, 18, 10, 25, 14, 22, 8, 10, 9, 7, 13 in terms of target volume. If I'm getting 7 out of him and I'm getting 10, I'm still happy because you're about 2 times his value. Again, that's always our goal, 3 to 4 times our points per 1,000. So if it's going to be $6,000, our goal is to get 18 to 20 points. And that's easily feasible because he accomplished that about 3 out of the last 5 games. Do I love the play? No. But I don't think a lot of people are talking about it, and it's going to help you be a little bit different. Again, reminder, I like a lot of the plays at top. Jamar Chase, if Joe Burrow's 100% healthy and they say he's ready to cook, let him cook. Devontae Adams, obviously we're going to like that against Denver. New coaching staff, they're probably going to be a little bit confused coming out of the gate. Jimmy Garoppolo is a question mark for a lot of people. A.J. Brown, absolutely love the A.J. Brown play against the New England Patriots. But again, you're hearing everyone talk about those guys. I want to give you something that's a little bit different and a little bit spicy. So we're going to go with Calvin Ridley. Bradley, that's not spicy. It is when you think he's going to finish as wide receiver 1 week 1. Yeah, I've said it. I've been on this the entire time. All of your favorite TikTokers are out there saying, Calvin Ridley, don't take your chance on him. He hasn't played a game in 2 years. Have you seen the highlight tapes? Did you watch the preseason tape? Or are you just going off of reports because he said, she said? Calvin Ridley is that dude. Sure, Christian Kirk was wide receiver 1 for this team last year, but he played the majority of his snaps out of the slot. Calvin Ridley just lines up on the outside. I expect Calvin Ridley to have a monster game and a monster season. Congratulations to everyone who got in at Calvin Ridley over 850 yards early on because that line has already grown to 1,000 yards. Why? Because he's going to have a massive season with Trevor Lawrence. So again, I really like this play. I think Calvin Ridley is almost my insta-lock for wide receiver week 1 against the Indianapolis Colts. The next two guys we're going to talk about are really going to save you some serious cash because they're both on the screen right now between the realm of $5,200 and $5,000. Number 1, Courtland Sutton. I know. We are clearly not going to be the only ones talking about him. When you have Jerry Jeudy going down, you've had a plethora of other injuries, it seems like, for the second year in a row in Denver. But Courtland Sutton is going to be the number 1 guy. You saw what Sean Payton was able to do with Michael Thomas, Drew Brees, Marquez Callaway, Marcus Colston. You've seen him do it with no matter what the wide receiver situation looked like, they were going to put up points in New Orleans. I expect the same thing to happen here with Denver. It's going to be early in the season, but you are going up against a Las Vegas Raiders team that's not great right now. As long as you can slow down Max Crosby and slow down some of those linebackers, you're going to be able to find some open wide receivers. Courtland Sutton, Marvin Mims, both good plays. I think Courtland Sutton's going to be the guy that he looks to more than Marvin Mims, who has missed a little bit of time or has been dealing with a little bit of an injury. Courtland Sutton is going to be Russell Wilson's favorite wide receiver week 1. Put up 11 points in this one. Throw in a touchdown, that's 18 points for only $5,000. If I get 1 touchdown and 6 grabs out of my wide receiver, which should be doable when you're wide receiver 1, you're getting 18 points, and that puts him at 3 times to 4 times his value. I absolutely love that for a smash play. And you know we had to pick on the worst team in the league, the Arizona Cardinals. Did you watch the tape of Coach trying to pump his team up? Did you drive here or did you ride the bus? Bro, what are you talking about? As a player, how does that motivate you to have a good game? It doesn't. Jahan Dotson, yes, I think he is going to emerge as the better wide receiver. I love Terry McLaurin, but I really like Jahan Dotson. I like Sam Howell, being a native of North Carolina. I'm not a Tar Heel fan. I'm an App State fan. I hate the Tar Heels, but I see or saw what Sam Howell is capable of. I think he has a chance to be a good NFL quarterback. Not great, but they are going to have to throw the ball. Eric Bieniemy has that offense humming so far in the preseason. And if you watch the highlight tapes, it's mainly Sam Howell and Jahan Dotson connecting for those big plays. Terry McLaurin, I believe, still has the questionable tag. I don't know how valuable or valid that questionable tag is. But he didn't practice as of this past Thursday. Could be missing some time. He probably hasn't had a lot of time to build rapport since missing that last game against the Baltimore Ravens. Those were your fantasy 5 at the wide receiver position for week 1. But some honorable mentions, because we did give you 5, but I just want to make sure we cover our bases with some of these other guys that maybe people are not talking about or not talking enough about. Call me a homer if you want. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. I watched him in the preseason. I've been watching him. My early prediction was that DJ Chark was going to be that guy. Little bit of a hamstring issue. He's been out. Laviska Shenault, concussion. He's been out. Terrace Marshall Jr., back injury. He's been out. Shai Smith was wide receiver 4 in camp. He has been cut, unfortunately. Adam Thielen has been the day 1 OG on this wide receivers corp with Jonathan Mingo, but he has been there day in, day out, and caught Bryce Young's first ever touchdown pass in the preseason. I'm not expecting greatness out of this game. I think the clock's not going to stop running, especially with an Atlanta Falcons team that loves to run the ball. Then you have the Panthers, who offensive line is built for running the ball. This game's probably going to be wrapped up. If it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, probably going to be wrapped up by 2:45. But if Adam Thielen can just get us 4 grabs and a touchdown, which is doable against a revamped, we don't know what we're going to get, Atlanta Falcons defense, we're going to get one of these 13-point games at $4,500, $4,600. We can get a 19-point game. We can get a 21-point game. He's capable of that, especially when there's no one challenging him for targets right now. Sure, there's Hayden Hurst, Jonathan Mingo, DJ Chark might play, but then they also signed Amir Smith-Marset like 2 days ago. He'll kind of be a punt returner and be in there on special circumstances, but Adam Thielen is the one guy that knows this playbook better than any other capable and healthy wide receivers, plus getting time with Bryce Young. And finally, if you want to pop all the way back up to the top, an expensive play that I don't think enough people are probably going to be in on is going to be Tyreek Hill. Tua looks thicker. He looks bigger. Tyreek Hill still looks like the fastest man on the planet. I'm not going to be doubting his ability ever as a wide receiver with his breakaway speed. Again, we're kind of just playing the game of volume here. Everyone expects the LA Chargers with new offensive coordinator Kellen Moore to be scoring a ton of points. Justin Herbert is going to have some serious weapons to put up points. Do you think the Miami Dolphins are going to be from behind and losing? Great, they're going to throw the ball to their number 1 weapon in Tyreek Hill. No. The Dolphins are going to win. They're going to put up too many points. Great. That means it's going to come by way of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is in another smash spot, so if you don't want to pay the full $8,800 for a guy who's going to crush Tampa Bay, save a little bit of cash, go with Tyreek Hill. I think more people are going to be on Jefferson. If Joe Burrow is healthy, more people will be on Jamar Chase, and you can find some comfort right in the middle with Tyreek Hill. That's going to do it for this episode of Fantasy 5. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And again, if you really enjoy this style, drop it in the comments below. I'm always looking to create better content or better podcasting for how you want to take in your information. There's a million people and a million things you could be listening to, so I'm very grateful and thankful that you came to spend just a couple of minutes with me. So hopefully the next time that I see you is down in the comments and in the green this weekend. Best of luck. Go out there and win the $1 million, please. And then tip me like $10. I got a baby on the way, man. I got some diapers I need to get. Y'all have a good one.